Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the OK Run Show episode. Who knows what? We were on
5 million.
hiatus, 5 million and one. We've been on hiatus for a little bit. I had to go and quickly master science and defend a master's thesis. So, if anybody wants to know anything about the workload index, blood pressure response to ramp exercise across intensity domains, let me know. I know way too much about it. Um, but I successfully defended my master's thesis, which basically just meant I gave a
Oh,
30-minute talk on it, and then a bunch of PhDs sat there and grilled me about it. So that was fun. Um, yeah, not the worst thing in the world. But we're back. It's been a while. It's been how long would you say, Sean? When was
almost a
the last
month,
time? Almost a month. It's been almost a month. So we have a
like
lot to talk
three
about.
weeks. Yeah.
Yeah. We have a lot to talk about. We were
I'll try
supposed to
not
go to
to.
Norman last weekend.
Yeah, and dadgummit, they canceled. So,
Storms. The storms. Which just meant that I stayed in Stillwater and had fun. But we
yeah,
will
uh,
we're
on to meet
thinking about trying to get to another meet to make up for that
in
one
April.
sometime in April
And
before
then I
postseason.
know postseason,
Yes.
it's a difficult time. So we're gonna have to figure out what
Post
we can attend.
Postseason will certainly be 5A, 6A state's easy for us to both
That's
get to.
that's that as
That's
of now
the
is the only
that's
one that
the
we're
we're
going no matter
definitely
what.
at 5A, 6A state. A through 4A state's difficult because it's two different locations,
Yeah.
which is tough. I
And we
also
have tests. And we have something, and there's calf fry.
Calf Fry's the weekend before that. So
That's
Calf
the
Fry
this. Okay, well,
Calf Fry. So last year, Calf Fry was on Small School State. That's why I was at Small School State, and we had nobody at 3A, 4A.
yeah,
So a little full curtain pull here of the behind the
uh,
scenes of your Milesplit, Oklahoma crew being college students in Stillwater, Oklahoma.
mm,
Um, Small School State this year is the week after Calf Fry, so we're clear. We're good. We
okay,
can
that's
go.
good. That's good.
Only problem is I graduate on Friday of state at 4:30 p.m. So I basically that rules me out of day one of small school state, either location. I will most likely be able to make it to day two of state. So like championship Saturday, the day where
Uh-huh.
all the finals are. I'll miss the prelims and I'll miss like the 2 mile and the 4x8 and some of those championships
Yeah,
on day
yeah,
one. I'll certainly make it probably to A2A state. That's kind of my bread and butter. That's for my people. Gonna make it there. You don't know about Sean. I don't know. I don't know what Sean's business is. He may have something important to do that weekend.
yeah.
Um,
I've always got something, but we'll figure it out.
we always come up with something. We're busy guys, as you can tell. We definitely have nothing else to do other than to talk about you guys and your performances. But anyway, speaking of, let's get on to that.
Okay,
Stop rambling about
share
our
my screen.
logistics and
All right.
talk some track and
So
field.
what we did here was we took the top times, top 15 times, and all the events up until our last podcast. So this is March 13th to today.
Today, the ninth.
So, 100 meters. You want to start with the old
Yeah. So
Gage Spencer?
I'll talk a little bit about this event. Gage Spencer out of Bristow. Bristow, I believe, is I'm gonna get this wrong. Are they 3A? They're 4A. They're either 3A or 4A because I know Jonathan Bright at Marlowe there in fifth place is another one that's a very good sprinter. Gage Spencer though on a tear. He had a pretty good indoor
Hmm.
season. Was probably your number two sprinter performance wise through indoor. Like
Yeah.
had a lot of really good marks, really solid marks across the board. 60 and 200 meters coming to outdoor. He's trying to put it together here. 10:52, tying this just as fast of a time as Gage Gibbons has run in this time frame. Gage Gibbons is the breakout star, I think, of the sprints.
I think,
I think he's kind of my
yeah,
breakout star. He kind of came out of nowhere.
honestly,
He's
like,
not a guy I expected.
I never heard of his name
If you said the
until,
name Gage Gibbons
yeah.
before this season, I wouldn't have known him. And then
Hmm.
let's go back to Union out of like
The
one of the
night.
middle heats,
Yeah.
ends up winning the whole thing over a lot of the best 6A sprinters. So he's a guy I think in the 6A division who's starting to make a strong case to be your champion.
Yeah.
Gage Spencer, though, one of your better sprinters in the state, would love to see Gage Spencer, Gage Gibbons, battle of the gauges. But who
That'd
I
be
also
cool.
want to see in there, and we have not seen run outdoors yet, Kyler
Hmm.
Brown. We've not seen him run yet.
Is there anybody that you're thinking that we haven't seen? Well, there's uh Kyler Brown.
Kyler Brown, that's the only one we haven't seen.
That's kind of
Yes.
a huge one for us
I
because
he's 5A. I think he rules
yeah,
the roost of 5A. I think he can come back and run whenever he wants to. He had a long indoor season, so taking a
yeah,
bit of time, reset a little bit, get
yeah.
ready for outdoor. I know he loves to run into the summer. I know he's trying to decide, hey, where am I going to spend the next 4 to 5 years of my life
Mm,
running at? So like, I'm not too worried about him. I know he's in great shape. I know he'll probably continue it on. Can't wait to see him when he gets out and races, but there's no rush. There's no rush on it. I don't think you have to compete every single weekend. I know that's contrary to popular belief amongst most high
exactly.
school
Yeah.
athletes and coaches. They do race a ton, but
Oh, well, actually,
he has raced
we
1082 in
were wrong.
Bartlesville.
Yeah,
Never
there you
mind.
go. He has.
1082. I don't
So
remember.
what's good for him is his school is in the Tulsa area, and
He
that's
gets
where a lot of
competition.
yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
because you've got Caleb right here in Tulsa,
Mm-hmm.
got Boston from Tulsa, so and I mean yeah,
The whole Tulsa Union squad.
all
Very
of
good.
Tulsa can
Let's
yeah
let's continue on. Let's go to the 200.
200 same thing.
Gage Spencer again.
Through 21-4. Um,
Hard to match in the smaller
Noxton
schools.
Rallo. Apologize if I said your name wrong, but
I do not.
21-7 out of Piedmont. You
Piedmont
don't
getting a
and
sprinter in. You don't
and
see
a
Piedmont.
freshman.
Freshman sprinter.
Yeah.
Hey,
There you go.
he's a part of Speedmont, I bet.
Like, yeah.
If he's not, Speedmont would fit him.
Yeah.
Atticus Thompson there,
And then
4A.
Boston White. Is that a 5A school, Duncan?
Duncan is 5A, Boston White there. Atticus
Mm.
Thompson, one of your better long jumpers in the
Yep.
entire state, 2196. I believe he's probably your number one sprinter in 4A.
Hmm.
As far as 200, 400 goes, he's number one in both of
You've
those.
got Jarek here. I could
Jarek,
have
James
swore that
Beasley,
he didn't he just run 21-4 in outdoor?
he has run 21s.
Oh, yeah,
Um,
this is in the last like month.
this is only
Yeah,
in the last month. This is not,
yeah.
yeah, all conclusive. James Beasley out of Okima. Shout out to 2A Okima. He was your
Hmm.
2A, like he was a dog last year at the state meet. Really had a great meet there. Keep going down. Let's go to 400 meters. Brody Pitt.
Hit. Yeah, he was the one that in
Really,
the indoor season
mm-hmm.
ran really well. Kind of came out of nowhere for Broken
Bro,
Arrow. But
broken bow though. Broken bow.
yeah, I saw that when I was looking at this. I'm like, you don't see that school
You
popping up
don't
very
see
often.
broken bow very much.
Graydon Howell, 48.87.
Love to see the small schools doing good.
Mm-hmm. Is that a school
I think
or
they might be
2A?
A. I think they might be A.
Yeah. Ardmore,
You also have another Ardmore.
49.32.
You really have a very diverse mix of
Constellation.
classes here because you have 6A at the
Yeah.
top there. Broken
Yeah.
Bow actually might be 3A now that I think about it.
Woodward right there
Then you
too.
have Woodward, who's 4A, Clinton, who's 4A, Ardmore is 5A, I believe.
Hmm. Hmm.
Then you back to Owasso 6A. Then you have Fairview, a 2A,
Hmm.
and Kingston, a 3A. Like you have such a variety there, all around that
Yeah.
50 point and
Good stuff.
below.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Moving on to the 800. Texas Distance
800.
Festival.
Piedmont. Riley
Piedmont.
Polly, 157 at Texas at TDF. Pretty good. I don't remember what he hit last year in this.
I don't think he was a state qualifier. I believe he did run
Yeah.
like 157 or 158 at the state meet, which obviously got largely overshadowed
Yeah.
by the top end of that race. But yeah, I don't know. I just have a hard time betting against anybody other than Harrio at the state meet.
Yeah.
You know,
It's tough to.
Thayer is doing very Thayer moves right now. He's very similar to the cross season, having a
Yeah.
slow start, but starting to kind of pick up traction here. He'll be
Mhm.
dangerous at the state meet. I just think with the 800 being after he will have, well, I don't know. He won't maybe not have run anything because 800 is the morning of day two. Dude, will he run the 2 mile? I doubt it. He could.
Maybe. maybe.
maybe 4x8 if they can qualify, which is crazy to say.
Definitely the 8, definitely the 16.
Definitely the 8, definitely the 16.
I don't know. It's
But do they even get a team in at state in the 4x8?
because that's
I
a
don't
good
know.
point. Because if he doesn't have anything on
Then he's
Friday,
fresh going up head to head
he's
with
coming
Harry
in
O,
there.
who will have run the day
And
prior.
what makes it interesting is that it's a state meet, so it's not like Harrio is going to be right to the front, and there's no one that's going to be with him. They can
Oh,
get
someone's going. It's an 800.
elbows. It's the 800 at
800
state.
chaos. I remember my first state track meet as a freshman watching the 800 in my class, and
Yeah,
it was bumper cars.
yeah,
Bumper cars.
it
It
is.
was guys going down. I think I had a teammate hit the track. Like it was crazy.
Anyways, it's kind of we'll see what happens at state, but we got Jason Drew out of Hilldale,
4A.
157 4A.
4A
That's
Hilldale.
actually a pretty. I mean, in 4A in the 800, you've got Jake
Lincoln.
Drew,
Well, you
Lincoln,
have Lincoln Christian.
Lincoln, and
Here,
then
here's
Jake
the
Drew has
here's
other.
what you have. You have three guys of Lincoln Christian at 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, that's
You
how
have
it
1, 2, and 3 in that class right now. Now they all ran 1, 2, and 3 early in the season, and they haven't really touched those times yet. Like they
is.
haven't returned to those. Like Ty Brooks ran 154. On this list right now, he's ninth in this past 3-ish weeks at
Yeah.
158. So he hasn't been back down there in this time frame. You also do have Jake Drew, which you can't
Mhm.
forget about Jake Drew, who's another sub 2 minute guy. Will be in the mix there at state.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. I
Here,
don't really
wait.
know, but
Oh,
Jason
oh,
Drew, maybe he's kind of your breakout sensation. Maybe
yeah.
this is like because I've never heard of Jason Drew in my life until I was putting together an article, which you guys can go check out, where I kind of
He's
went
gonna win
through.
it.
You
Book
know what?
it.
Everybody, he's going to prove that he is the superior Drew in the 4A
Yeah,
division.
he's gonna win.
He's the 4A 800-meter guy. Now also TDF. So TDF, you kind of
Yeah,
you
he
go,
kind of
hey,
get
usually
pushed
you
to
get a
it.
little extra help there with,
He was 12th. Yeah, I
yeah,
mean,
you're a competitive race where, I don't know.
yeah.
Oh,
But anyways, cool stuff.
cool
Great
stuff
to
for sure.
see. Irwin from Edmond North. This was that Edmond Memorial. It wasn't like a super stacked race. I don't think they ran everybody, but it was still a pretty good
No,
win. I remember I was searching this up. I freaking just takes too long to search this up. I won't do it, but wanted to see who he competed against. So I know that he won, which okay, so not really
not a
like
stiff
top.
field,
I mean, not I
especially not
mean
for.
still a decent little front there, but yeah. Anyways, regardless though, that's a
Let's move
pretty
on.
good win. Um, going down here, Noah
Again,
Thayer for
Thayer
16
being Thayer.
at TDF. He did run 413 at TDF last year,
Mm-hmm.
but 417, I mean that's pretty dang good. He's for this event, I personally believe at least for 6A, it's two people that
Yeah,
are really in it, and then
I
everybody
agree.
else is close, but like so
I think it's
Brody Massa right
yeah.
now is probably, in my opinion, somebody that you could put as a favorite because he's run 418 twice and he's ran 420.
I
Noah
think
Thayer run 417 once, you know?
yeah, I agree with that. I think that's probably your 1-2 right
Yeah.
there. One of those two guys. I don't see other people really breaking it up, and they've kind of proven themselves year in
Yeah.
year out. And here we are, no change there. But I think third through like sixth could be any number of guys.
100%. 100%.
Clay McKinney there in fourth for the two to represent 2A.
Yeah.
Madden Rutherford 424,
That's pretty dang good.
carrying on the Rutherford legacy
Yeah.
there. Maxton Barker, another guy, one of the more underrated athletes in the state, always solid there at sixth. Ethan Jones, 4A there, 427. But let's keep scrolling on. Let's move on to 3,200
32,
meter.
Isaiah Blevins. I didn't catch that.
Yep,
Well,
TDF.
937 TDF. That's a personal best, I believe, for him.
Oh yeah.
Um, Cohen McIntosh from Piedmont, 942. Is
Hmm.
Adrian Hernandez out of Clinton, 946. We
In
haven't
Plainview,
seen a lot of great 2 miles, I feel like, this year that
you
much.
haven't seen a lot. You Yes, you
Like,
have not
like
seen a lot.
not a lot, you know.
Not a
Uh,
lot. And you also just like haven't seen them in the state really. Like because TDF is a lot of these, like Isaiah Blevins, Cohen McIntosh. So you add probably 5 seconds to what they'd run in the state.
yeah.
And Zadrian there doing it probably mostly solo at Plainview.
hmm
Levi Haynes there running 950. Clay McKinney running 950 up at Bartlesville. Eubank second at Plainview. So
Clay did beat Charlie Richie
so
Kelly, so that's a pretty good win for him.
mhm.
Pretty good win. Dominic Matthias, 953. I mean, he's had like what did he run this year? 920 something, and then I think Brody Masson ran like 920 something. So we've
Yeah,
we've had a
we've
few.
had a few decent ones, but let's keep going.
110,
110s, Britt McCune still up
mm-hmm,
there.
14.52.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to say he's like your far away favorite, but off of
He's not.
time, he's
He's not unbeatable, but
no, for sure.
he's looking dang good. We know how good his brother was.
So I
Like
know
Roshan English, yeah.
his teammate
Did beat
did
him at
beat
Union. Yes, did beat him at
Union
Union.
twice.
Yep.
So that's pretty significant. 300 here. That's
Charles
new.
Page. That's another name you don't hear a lot.
Sand Springs, yeah. Caleb Goodman out of Charles Page, 38.69. He is in front of the rest of the state by a good amount last time I checked.
Mhm.
So good for him.
Yeah.
Who
What
else?
division is Charles Page? Are they 5A?
I think they're 5A, yeah.
Hmm. Inter Interesting. All right. Cool. Let's move on.
Yep. 4x1s.
Still crazy Deer Creek being the leader of the
We
4x1.
yeah, but I really don't think we've seen
A full A out of those two.
out of Tulsa Union or out of like Broken Arrow. I don't even know if we've seen a full A out of Jinx.
I
They're
don't
not
know.
even like really on this list for somehow, some way. But
Keep it
yeah,
on going. Let's go to that 4x4.
4x4,
Not shocked here.
321. I remember, yeah,
I'm not
there.
shocked by
It's them and it's
now.
Broken Arrow
I
and
want
maybe
to say,
Edmond North because that was a pretty good time right there. But
I
you
want
know,
to say, shout out to Hooker there in fourth.
yeah,
Shout out
they're
to Hooker
come
being up
on,
there. Very solid squad. I mean, Carl Albert was crazy good last year
yeah.
in 5A. One of your better 5A schools there. Wagner, I believe, is like 3A or maybe 4A. I don't know. But yeah, to be 324 at Guyman, wild stuff. Wild work. Good work to the Hooker Bulldogs.
That was the board.
Down here at 4x8, still
Four by
no
eight,
no shock
745.
here.
Broke the state record. I know some people are saying that it's not a state record because it is in on Oklahoma soil. I don't give a crap.
Okay.
It's a state record.
Then you can say the old record has the soil record and this one has the state
Yeah,
record.
this is
Like
the state record.
four athletes who
There's no
preside in
debate.
Oklahoma and go to an OSSAA sanctioned school, competing for an
With the
OSSAA sanctioned
jersey
school.
on their,
Yeah, competing
yeah,
for the school during the track season. I don't care where you compete at for a state record.
crap,
You can
yeah.
say, hey, fastest time ever run on Oklahoma soil,
Sure,
probably
sure.
fastest high school time on Oklahoma soil. That's cool too. Like but still
You know, I'm
745. Give
curious.
him the record. Lincoln Christian, no one's shocked by running 759. And then kind of after that, it's everybody else. It really is those two squads. Nobody else has put together a 4x8.
Wow.
747 out of Putnam
They
City in
haven't changed
94.
it. That's so stupid.
I don't.
Because they just changed this. Libya
Yeah,
Hawkeyes, I believe, say
from
her last
47
name.
feet.
Yeah, and that was changed within like a few days.
Yeah, they're
Dang,
pretty
dude.
efficient usually.
Yeah, that's crazy. Where are we? We're back here.
But
Okay.
yeah, so
Um,
I think
Lincoln
it's really,
Christian though just had under 8 for the first
yeah.
time this season. So
They've been under before, I think.
really,
I think
an
they were
outdoor?
under. I think they were under again.
Oh,
I think it's
for
their
real? Wow.
second.
Second time.
But
Boom.
I think it's really everybody else after that. I don't think there's
Not
really
put. Is that an
Samson.
Oklahoma kid?
That's hard
Because
because
it's
it was
Pro
at
Series.
the throws series, unattached, listed Oklahoma. I, I don't know, but it's probably only going to be that one meet.
Nope.
No, he's from Texas. Oh, right. Texas does not count.
So yeah, Sean
Sean
Hughes
Hughes.
out of MacArthur, 55-8, leads the state then. Yeah. So
Yeah,
that
we'd love to
happens.
see.
That's
I
a
hope
lot
somebody gets up to 60
where
again.
we
We had some
have
60-foot throwers
athletes
last year.
from Texas in here.
I want to see that
Yeah, we
again.
did have that.
A
I
couple
think
60
there's a
footers.
good chance.
Someone will get
Discus,
there. Gavin Gunter. Gavin Gunter had a pretty good season last year.
yeah, 188.
Back up there at 188. Love that. Still
Uh,
crazy that our state record's like 215.
yeah, dude. I don't know if
Kevin
that's
Bookout. I don't know. That's maybe one of the
that's
most
kind of one of those that I think
stout
about it,
records. Kevin Bookout.
and I don't know if that'll ever.
I don't know.
That's tough.
All
All
right.
right. Long jump, Atticus Thompson,
Not shocked.
24.85. That's
Caleb
pretty
Barnett, not
good.
shocked.
That's got to be top 20 in the country.
Probably.
24.85.
I don't have the
Close
stat in
to
front
it.
of me.
Yeah. Um, Triple jump, we don't look at that. I guess we got a couple doing it. High
Grant
jump,
Murphy. Another
Murphy.
7-foot jump. Let's go.
Let's go. 7.25.
Ty Burnett, also not shocked at 6'8".
Yep. And oh, yeah, dang. And he got first
Winning Texas
at
relays.
the
Let's go.
relays. That's pretty impressive. We didn't
Couple
talk about
juniors
that
there.
on any of our social media. That's not good. That's okay. We can
We're
post about it.
busy. We're busy, folks. We don't catch everything.
Yeah. Uh, but yeah, good stuff. That's a 4A Heritage Hall or three.
4.
Four.
Oh.
It,
Wesley Turner, not shocked. 16 foot.
yeah, 16 feet.
Not shocked.
Keith
Kiefer Landis, not
Curtis,
shocked at 15.6. Another broken arrow guy, not
Caden
shocked.
Hardy. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're just not shocked by those. Let's go to the
All
girls.
right, we're going to girls. Victoria Porter, 11.72 in the 100. It's hard to say who's your favorite in this, but I do
Jordan
believe
Atkinson. It's
he leads the state right now.
still give me Jordan
But I
Atkinson.
think
Let me
Jordan.
hammer Jordan Atkinson.
No,
I'm
I
not
agree.
denying her. Hammer Jordan Atkinson. Also, shout out to A Stroud, Peyton Davis. She ran. Fun fact about Peyton Davis here. She was your like 100-meter, 200-meter. I think she ran like the 4x2, and she
Uh-huh.
absolutely hawked someone down at the state meet, and was your 100-meter hurdles champion.
Hmm.
And she ran cross country for Stroud.
Oh,
You went out for the cross team and helped them out.
let's
Let's
go.
let's go. Like
That's
Mia
fine.
Moore, another kind of one of those underrated
Yeah.
athletes who always very
Venus
solid
Marks,
out of OCS.
OCS.
Mm-hmm.
Good old OCS. Jordan Atkinson, Mustang. Yeah.
Shout out the greatest OCS athlete of all time, Jack Ray. Number one
uh,
over Blake Griffin.
Nicole Kozort, I believe is how you say her last name.
She's been on a tear.
Yeah, 24
On a tear.
35.
24 mid. Let's go.
I know in the 400 at Union, she got first in that too, and
Mm-hmm.
that was a stacked 400. So Victoria Porter, 24.51.
Ali Huxtable,
Huxtable,
absolute Swiss Army
24.7.
knife for Lincoln Christian. Another one that went out for cross country to help the team.
Yeah. So
Jordan
we'll see
Atkinson
what happens.
again, getting more
Because you got a
W's.
6A, 6A, 4A, and then a 6A.
6A,
So
2A,
it's
A,
yeah,
6A,
Wow.
3A.
Hey, Kremlin Hillsdale.
Kremlin Hillsdale.
Oops,
Another
I've
one.
never heard of that one.
Kremlin Hillsdale.
Unfortunately.
All right. Pepper Elmore last year also had an absolute state meet. You'll see her a little later on because she's jumped like almost 18 feet in the long jump. She jumped
Oh,
like
good.
17:10.
Heck
Um,
yeah.
very solid athlete. And yeah, so yeah, 100, 200 also runs relays for them.
Hmm.
Very good. Jenna Doolin, your state champion.
Leads, well, I mean, since our
Did
last
she,
podcast, 56.
can you go to the East West who she competed against? Because Victoria Porter was there. Did she race?
Yeah.
Broken Arrow was there. Go to that 400.
Alyssa Little.
Okay, so she didn't race.
Mhm.
We get a head
Well,
to head, but still,
I
Jenna Doolin
know,
beating Alyssa Little pretty
I think
handedly
right
is
now the 400 is probably our most competitive event in Oklahoma.
yeah. I think there's like four different
'Cause
people that could win it.
you've got a lot of athletes that can be in the mix for that. And I believe our state record is, hold on. I believe our state record is, it's fast, but it's 54:07. You gotta think that, like, that could maybe be beat this year. Probably. It'll be close.
Yeah. Here, I'm gonna let you go for a second. I gotta go do something real quick.
Oh boy. All
I'll be
right.
back. Sean, just
Uh,
rip it.
I'm ripping. Okay, so the 400 meters, we got Victoria Porter, 56.56. We have like four or five athletes in this one, so good stuff there. 800, there's no real surprise here. Um, Bella Nelson out of Owasso is in front by a lot, but by like the rest of the state. I believe we've had like a 215, maybe a 216. So not a lot to talk about there. 16, kind of the same story. We haven't had a super fast like for a mile yet. I mean, for like the last couple years, we've had someone break five at this point in the season, but we haven't yet. But obviously, I mean, five flat, 0.29 is pretty close. So there's that. Um, I mean, this event, there's a lot that I feel like are going to be competing for second to 10th. Um, but at least for 6A, because if you look at this, I mean, there's Owasso, there's Santa Fe, there's Owasso, Piedmont, Edmond Memorial, Jinx, Edmond North, Piedmont, Lincoln. So you've really got mostly 6A outside of that 4A, and there's Claremore to 5. But let's see here. Duggan out of Edmond, Santa Fe, 1052. At TDF, she is not the state lead. I believe our state lead is 1040, and then there's the two from Owasso that are in the lead, but she is your defending 2 miles champ from last year, so good to see that. And then Emma Johnson, 1103, second place at East versus West, because I believe Duggan beat her at East versus West. Sienna Collins at TDF, 1115. Um, about what you'd expect. I mean, pretty good stuff overall. Yeah, 100-meter hurdles. Cassidy Watkins at 14.54. Amaya Harrison 14.64. Believe Amaya Harrison is your lead in the state in both the 100-meter hurdles and the 300. Peyton Davis out of Stroud is 14.86. Going down to the 300-meter hurdles, Amaya Harrison 45.28 at East versus West. I don't remember if that's her personal best or not, but I think it's pretty close. Jacayla Morgan Eisenhower 45.83. Yeah, about covers that. 4x1. Nothing really shocking about this. Mustang leads. I believe they blew it out of the water last year at state. So they are the defending champions in this event. You got Broken Arrow, who has a pretty good time under their belt. You got Tulsa Union. Um, Good stuff overall. He's
Back.
back.
Sorry, I had some people picking
Four,
stuff up from my house.
oh, there you go. 4x4, 350.82 is the school record and close to a state
I think
best.
state best is just underneath 350. 340. Nope, that's from
346. That's actually
346. Oh, wow, actually a lot faster than I thought. They need an extra
that's an
second a
old
person.
one too.
Yeah,
Is that the oldest one we have?
I think so, actually.
1983 state, 30,
83,
36.8. Dang. Wait, shouldn't this be
40-year-old records. What?
changed to?
Yeah. Yes.
Well,
All right, I'll
there
tell.
you go.
I'll ask the head of the
Yeah, dadgummit. All
association
right. Well, I
to do a
think what's also
rotation.
impressive about this time in particular is they've run about that time like three times this season because they've ran 351, they've ran 350, and I think this too, two or three times
So
for
far, they're
sure.
looking like the front runner. They raced against
And
all
they
the
have
other.
a lot on second place.
They also raced like every other good 4x4
Yeah. So
and won.
good for them. Edmund Memorial 933 in the 4x8. That's actually pretty dang quick.
Oh yeah, it is.
I mean, I remember when I was around, the Jinx teams were running like 918, 920.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, that's pretty much that. It's kind of getting there, you know? So there you go. Owasso 939. Nothing really, yeah, it's not shocking. 950 from Deer Creek. Paul's, oh, yeah, I guess that makes sense. Paul's Valley,
Paws
yeah,
Valley, yeah, very
under
good
10.
team.
Plainview under 10. Bishop
Mm-hmm.
McGinnis under 10. Shot put.
State record.
Yeah, huh.
State
Uh,
record.
Libby Hawkes, state record. That's good to see. Let's anything else here? Assuming that's a Texas.
I also assume that because I know Taylor Wiseman is at Texas. Ellie Stein's your state leader
Yep.
at 149.
On to Lincoln Christian.
Pretty much a guaranteed 4 points for that squad, a state meet, which
Long jump.
they're my favorites to win. I think Lincoln Christian, both men
Yeah.
and women, probably have the best team right now in 4A.
Ashley Watkins for Mustang is the leader in the long jump. That's not shocking.
Cadence Barnett, they're in second,
Yeah.
18-9.
Arabella Alo,
Hmm.
18.55.
Deer Creek has really come along in improving at every other event.
Yeah.
So the distance, they've always been good. Sure.
Yeah. I mean, that's,
They've been good for 20 years. Their other events are coming along very nicely and starting to actually make themselves a more well-rounded team to where I think in the next couple of years, you see them compete for a state track title.
yeah.
I don't.
I mean, I think it's possible. I think it's possible. Um, I feel like for them though, the distance program would have to have like an athlete who can potentially like get in the 800, get in the 16, and get both wins. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Or 16
certainly.
and
I mean,
mile because that is going to be their strength, and I
sure,
feel like
sure.
they
I
would need
think,
somebody that could like really like, hey, like this
yeah.
person's probably gonna they're gonna do three distance events. They're gonna win two of
I
them.
mean, they have some guys that are quite young now that are already
Yeah,
pretty good. So
it's
you never know
possible.
when one's gonna blossom into Birdie Woodcock again, like
Because also like I
or an
remember
AJ.
hearing
Like,
stories of Ched Helker that year,
yeah, of course.
or like you know they weren't really supposed to win, but
he won four
won
events. He
all
helped
four
win.
events,
Yeah,
and then the rest of the team had a good enough team to just put it together.
for
You know.
sure. I think it's very tough for sure.
Hmm.
And I think this year they don't quite have the distance guys for track purposes to be able to do it. They don't quite have even like a couple guys that can score enough points together. But I think the rest of their team is solid enough that if they did have that, if you insert Brody Woodcock onto their team and
Then it's a little different.
let him go
Yeah.
ham against everybody here, yeah, you might see them walk away very high on the podium, if not in first place. So
Yeah. High
moving on.
jump, Cameron Jones out of
Dewey,
Dewey,
4A.
5'8". That's pretty up there. What is
Mm-hmm.
our state record for 6'4"? Oh,
I say it's up there.
it's up there.
That's why
Well,
it's at least six
still
foot.
great jump. Good job. Prairie Holmes, Sequoia, 5'6.5". Amaya Williams, 5'6". Kaden Barnett, 5'6". So there you go. Pole vault, 12'5". Josie Fowler.
Yeah, we were so
Run
spoiled
by.
this event last year,
Yeah, yeah.
but it looks like we have a lot
Victoria.
of younger athletes there. Juniors and
Six.
sophomores and juniors there that can.
Yep.
Who
Good
knows?
stuff.
That
I
was
think
an
we're
event that our state record was quite weak, and it got actually moved to a respectable height this past year. So good to see, and who knows, potentially one of those athletes.
What is your prediction for the
Or
next?
what
What is the craziest thing that's going to happen?
craziest thing's gonna happen? Where? What
Track.
like track? Yeah, okay. Like, are we just limiting to six
Like,
A
like
state? Are we
no, like just times. Like
times?
what next performance
Times.
is going to be like?
I
Wow.
I think the women's so the girls 400 meter is going down. I think that's gonna happen.
53-9.
Yeah, I was gonna say 53 high.
Yeah.
I think 53 high is what wins it. And again, this is assuming we don't have just an absolute storm happening during that race, or a hurricane coming through
Or yeah.
somehow. Yeah, assuming it's decent weather, I think it's not, when you finally get Victoria Porter, you get the girls out of Union, Broken Arrow, everybody all there, Jenna Doolin. I think Jenna Doolin's winning it. I think Victoria Porter had a heck of an indoor season, but give me back-to-back champion Jenna Doolin is my
Sure.
pick to win it. And that was an event that I think is, highly contestable and arguable.
Hmm.
Another event to kind of shout out the boys 800. I think is going to be good again this year. I think the state record's only living a year.
Really?
I think it's only living a year. I don't think that state record will be the same after this season. I think it's going to be 150 points, something high.
Mm.
I think it's going to be that. I think Harry O is very, very good. And I think Harry O is going to do it. I think that I don't know if Edmond Memorial boys will need to run super quick in the 4x8 in order to do it. I also think the boys 100 give me Gage Gibbons. Give me Gage Gibbons all day.
I like it. I like it.
I think Gage Gibbons is going to do it, and I think let me see if I got another good one. Let me see if I got some more like of a hot
I
take.
think
I think a non-Tulsa area school is
Tyler
going to win.
Brown is going to have
What would you say?
10-2.
I was going to say about 10-3. So
I think that's a. I mean, I don't even know if it's a hot take. I feel
I
like
don't think so.
that's like a pretty.
I don't think it's a hot take. I don't think it's a hot
Yeah.
take. And I think let me go more of a small school one. I think Lincoln Christian girls gonna win it for
Yeah.
me. I don't think it's a hot take. They're almost a guarantee. They're a lock. Trying to think if there's one that like a small school is gonna outcompete even the bigger ones as far as like a time, like in an event. There's someone down there that I think will run quicker in their event than the bigger schools.
Zach or
Zachary Williams, that could
Zachary
be
Williams, hot take.
Yeah, go. Zachary Williams hot take because you know he's gonna
I
listen.
I mean nothing behind this. I just think it'd be funny.
He doesn't, but I do. I'm the chief commander of the Zachary Williams hate squad.
Upset is
So
gonna happen.
he's not winning something. He's not winning the mile.
Upset's gonna happen.
He's not winning the mile. That's
I
my
don't know
pick.
what it's gonna be, but it's gonna happen. Because I feel like it's kind of like the NCAA tournament.
Sure.
You
March
don't
Madness.
want your bracket to be chalked. You don't want it to
Yeah.
be just put all the one seeds in there.
I don't know.
Now,
This year that would have done very
if
good.
it was this year,
It would have done very
you'd
good.
want to put the one seeds in there but usually you don't want to make it
Sure.
chalked. So I'm going with the statistics, right? So when you do the NCAA March Madness, there's all these little like Ken Palm stats and other stuff. We're gonna make that for track. I'm gonna come up with a some kind of formula to predict who's gonna win.
All
And it's
right.
gonna use times, and it's gonna use placements, and it's gonna use strength of opponents.
Okay.
And I'm gonna formulate all of this, and it's gonna be hilarious.
All right.
I'm
So you
hyped.
said something about Zachary Williams getting upset. What event is he going to get upset in?
2 mile.
2 mile.
That's when
Oh,
everybody thinks that he's gonna win by like 40
I
seconds.
yeah.
So
Two
I'm
mile.
like,
He's
you
got
know
it
what?
kind of
Fuck
locked
it.
down. Oh,
And
what if he leaves just sit and kick and someone out kicks him? And that's how he loses it. He goes like, you know what? I'm gonna win it. I can win it in any way I want to. I don't want to burn my legs up because I
yeah,
know I'm gonna run like three
yeah.
other events. I'm gonna just
The only problem is I don't
last
know
second.
who I don't know who would do it, but
It
it's
would have to be like a Ty Brooks is in the 2 mile at state.
yeah,
Like it
yeah.
has to be because he's got good foot speed
He does.
and he's got good foot speed. He's fairly strong. He went
And
with
I
it at
mean,
5A state last year.
and in cross, he ran quick. He ran like 15:30.
Yeah. But I mean, when it came to state, Zachary Williams got it done. And I
Did
don't
Ty,
know.
didn't he
What's up?
do like a? I thought I saw him. Hold on. Let me look at this. Let me let me see. That's XC list.
All right.
Gotta turn my TV down. Oh, Minecraft playing. The old Minecraft music. It's good stuff. Gets the job done. Uh, what was we looking at?
I don't know what you were looking at. You're some Ty
Oh,
Brooks, and then you were like, he ran.
32. No,
Yeah.
because listen.
Okay.
Oh, that was Eli Horn. Oh, never mind. It wasn't Ty Brooks.
Shame. What a shame.
What a shame.
Yeah.
Dang.
He is a
Ethan,
very good 2 miler when he runs it. He just hasn't run it yet this year.
yeah.
So I think that if, let's say, Zach Williams decides to make it a sit and kick, and if Ty Brooks is in the race, I
Wait a
think
dang
that
minute.
he
I
could
guess
potentially win the
we didn't
kick.
even get. We probably should have talked about this.
Well, then let's talk about it right now. We're
Talked
still
about it.
on.
I
We're
don't
still
think that
recording.
we let me
What is it? What is it, Sean?
we
Spit it out.
didn't
Spit it out, Sean.
we
You
didn't
fall in the well.
we didn't talk about this.
What? What about this? Tulsa Union meet? We were there.
Yeah, but we didn't talk about it. And I
Hmm.
was looking, and there's a bunch of times where we probably should have talked about.
It's all right. We kind of did. We kind of got to talk about enough of them. Got mentions,
Well,
yeah.
anyways,
No,
boom.
we definitely talked about this at
Uh,
some point.
there is the 20. There was 21-42 for
Yeah, he's run 21-4.
sure. That was nothing. 800.
Daniel Davis ran a good
153
800.
by himself. Daniel Davis.
Again, this is why I think Harry O
Freddie
wins it, but I
Nelson.
think, you know,
926 by himself. Roshan
yeah,
English beats his teammate.
sure.
Both of them. Oh, this was interesting. Owasso won the 4x1.
Yep.
I don't know if those were A squads, but
Uh,
I still,
I,
you
it looked like it to me.
yeah, so good for Owasso for getting the win there.
Yeah.
That's a massive one. Um, yeah,
Yeah, we definitely talked about this.
did we?
Yes.
Well, daggum. I guess we did then.
Sean's
I was
losing it. Sean, while you're losing your mind, give us the Sean
Bro,
advice of the
I've been
really of the
everywhere.
month at this point.
Huh?
Really, Sean advice of the month. Or give the people words of wisdom to live by. The great and powerful Sean
Okay.
Rutledge. Let's hear it.
When you wake up in the morning, make your bed, and then walk outside and get some air, get some
Okay.
sunlight.
All right.
Whenever you're tired in the morning, and whenever you're like, "Ooh," don't get on your phone and look at TikTok. Okay. Uh,
I want to
don't get
say so many
on
things, but I can't.
your phone and then
Stop
look at
that.
TikTok. Don't do anything else, and then walk outside, get some sunlight, get a glass of water, get your bed made, and start the day. That's what I did today. It was good stuff. Feel alive. Feel ready to conquer the world.
All right, Sean, give us the Sean song of the past couple weeks. What's the you might need to go to your on repeat or something and just pick the song that's been the most
Dude,
recent like song you think people should check out if they
oh, I
haven't.
was actually I was listening to a
Music
podcast
connoisseur. Ooh, podcast. Give us the podcast
about the
recommendation.
Trump tariffs, but we haven't
Okay.
had that. So,
Getting into
uh,
global economics here.
yeah, dude. Uh, shoot.
What's the listen that people should be listening to? You know, kids going out for a run, need to cue something up.
Okay, Dry Creek Wrangler podcast.
All right.
It's an old dude who has a ranch with a bunch of horses, and he trains people how to use the horses and how to do all
Yeah.
that. But he's wise, and he
Mm.
teaches you about good things
All
and how
right.
to be a good man.
All right. And on that bombshell, it's time to end. Thank you,
Hey,
everybody. We will be at some meet at some point, so we'd love to see you there. Come say hi. Don't be a stranger. Especially if you listen this far in the podcast. If you listen this far in the podcast, you get to see the real ins and outs of Sean and I.
dude,
And you should definitely come up to us and heckle
hey,
us.
far, that's crazy.
What's up?
If they listen this far, that's
If
crazy.
you listen this far, dude, this is worse than brain rot at this point. Like you should just spend the instead of the 30, 40 something minutes that we've been on here, you should have been watching
You
just
get up
brain
in the
rot.
morning, don't listen to podcasts.
Please, if you get up in the morning, watch the Minecraft movie on 2 times speed.
It's so good.
I
So hard the entire time.
I have not watched
I
it.
was with Anna and my sister and then her brother, and we all went, and I was just cracking up. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
All right. Sean, his brain has rotted away.
I am Steve.
All right, we're gonna. This is definitely time to call it. Thank you guys. We'll see you sometime.